here. Well, welcome. For those of you that are new to my channel today, welcome. Click on that subscribe button. I generally video Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, okay? I'll tell you, our weather's still cold and rainy and nasty, but I said I'm going to do this video because this, if there is one video in the whole universe, and don't ask me why, that is being requested more than any other video, it's about how do you do your eyebrows. And I think everybody knows the history of my eyebrows. The very first time I had them tattooed, I was in my early 50s. Terrible tattoo job. It came out real dark, kind of charcoaly. Second time I went in, she said, oh, hark, we'll put a little red brown in there and that'll ease out the darkness. Another nightmare. So everyone knows I'm going through this nightmare with my eyebrows because ever since then they don't match. And of course, with all the plucking we used to do back in our 60s, 70s, because it kind of went to a smaller, thinner brow, especially in the 70s, we just ruined our eyebrows. We just did. I'm sorry. So we have to really paint them on, we have to really work at them, and it's always something new and different. Now, I'm not saying anything against microblading. I think microblading, which is tattooing by the way, is marvelous. You do have to keep it up, go in for your touch-ups and what have you, like you do everything else. But I'm not saying it is not great. We've got some of the best artists in the world out there then. Back in the, when I was in my early 50s, we didn't have the great artists per se that have them now that are doing microblading. Now, we all know that no eyebrows are the same. God only knows. You can go on every video I've got and say, well, this one sticks up a little bit more, this one's down further, this is darker, this one's lighter. I mean, it's a nightmare. But you just have to do the best you can with what you've got. And I guess you wanted me to show you some tricks as to how I do mine and fix the issue. See, right now, today, they're not going to be even. I've got a smaller eye on one side of my face, a larger eye. I've got a deeper hood on one side than I do the other. So what's a girl to do? You can't win without losing, right, girlfriends? But I think I may have some help for you. So let's go down the list. I want to tell you everything I'm going to do. And the first thing is I want to mention there are 2 products that I'm going to be working with, only 2. And the first products that I'm going to be working with are the Benefit Precision and the Benefit Goof Proof Brow. The next product I'm going to be working with is the NYX, which you all know is my very favorite eyebrow kit. I like this better than I do the Anastasia, if you can believe it. What's a girl to do? And this is cheaper too, but I like it because it has stencils in it. So I'm going to show you a more defined pencil look, and then we're going to go to the stencils, okay? So, my ladies, let me go strip my eyebrow clean, and then I'll be right back. Okay, ladies, so we're going to start with the right eye today. The first method I'm going to use is a pencil. Now, I use 2 different pencils. And I used to use the Anastasia pencils, but then all of a sudden it's like they weren't working good for me. So now I ended up with a Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit, and this is the one with the slanted tip, and then the Precise My Brow Pencil by Benefit. So these 2 I alternate, okay? And when I say alternate, I can use them at the same time in different areas. But this is how I usually start out, because my eyebrows never match. They're sisters, they are not twins, and until I get dermaplaning again, they're not going to even come close. Because usually I have one higher than the other, but that is because one of my eyes are hooded more than the other, and it drops. That comes with a sagging, girlfriend, so we've got to go in, and what we've got to do is to create an illusion. Now over here I've already done my left brow, and this is kind of the tricky one because it hangs lower than this brow. I have more real estate in here than I do over here. So this one I've got to try to make it even with this. I'm going to take the slanted pencil here. You see how it's slanted on that end? I'm going to go under here and I'm going to draw this line with the pencils this way, and I'm going to draw a straight line under here to come up to the arch. just a straight line with the arch. Then I'm going to go out right where it should end. Make it even with your eye here. You follow me? Alright. Then in order to get the same width of brow, I got to really judge this. Then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to draw another straight line, but I'm moving it just a little higher. Make it straight across like that. And then I'm going to bring it right down into the tail. Then I'm going to fill this in. And I just do feather strokes. Now because the bad tattooing on one of the brows was darker, it left me with a little darker, you know, edge, if you see what I'm saying. Now, as I'm sitting here looking at them, I'm noticing this has a little bit tiny more pointed arch over here. I'm just going to go up here and just fill in the one I already had and get it somewhat even. And believe it or not, that's about as good as it's going to get today. Because it really does depend on your days, you know, what you've got going and what have you. That's really how easy this is. Now, I could never in a million years have done it without this type of pencil and with the slanted end. It just doesn't work for me that way. Another thing is this other pencil that's very precise point, just like this. Now generally what I'll do is I'll go and I'll make little strokes down, like little hairs. Okay? I make that usually on each brow. Now that was pretty easy with that pencil. One other thing that I will tell you is with this eyebrow done, once you're satisfied with them, I want you to take MAC Painterly Pot with, and I'm going to show you in a minute, with a concealer brush, and this concealer brush is a Sigma 170, and you clean up underneath until you get them to match that way also, which I'll show you in a minute. Now what I'm going to do, because you all had asked to see how I do my eyebrows with a stencil. First of all, I will have to tell you, I've used the same stencils. Well, actually I have two. But this is my favorite one of all, probably because I'm so used to it. But this is my NYX eyebrow kit with stencil, and this was like dirt cheap. And as you can see when you open it, you've got a couple of stencils that go in here, and you've got your different colors. You know, you've got your darker browns, your lighter browns, and you've got a highlight as well. It's not really a highlight, it's more of a solid color for the top of your brow. Okay, my ladies, so this stencil set is great. Now, I do have the Anastasia as well, and I kind of switch back and forth. You got eyebrow brush in here, you know, to kind of brush your brows up. This is the brush that you fill in with your color, and it even shows you demonstrations over here as to how you do this, okay? I have this backwards, but I think y'all get the idea. But I'll give you instructions as to how to do this, and basically kind of how to hold it. Stencils can be awkward, I will tell you that. I used to use nothing but this NYX and the Anastasia. And then once I found that pencil, the Benefit pencil and the Anastasia pencils, I just quit with this. Okay, so when I put the stencil on my face to hold it, which I will show you all this, I am going to be using this taupe color for my eyebrow. That is the closest thing to my blonde hair. Alright, so I'm going to take this stencil, just like yay, and I'm going to put it up to my eyebrow. Now, I've got to position this just right. Now, I will tell you this, I don't include the whole tail in there. Now, I hold it just like this with my thumb and my forefinger. Okay, I dip this into the powder, blow off the excess, and I just go back and forth, because I don't intend to come back for more if I don't have to, because I can fill in the rest. Now, I take it off, and I've got a pretty good looking eyebrow there. You see how easy it is? Now, to fill it in and make it a little darker, and I can mix the brown powder colors with this. but I can just fill this in just like yay. And I can go over here and I can soften the other one after I use that stencil. I can pick up a little darker color because of the different colors of ink in the tattoo. Sometimes I have to add the darker colors to get them to match. And I keep working with it until I get the right look. It doesn't take long at all, but when you have had your eyebrows tattooed, you got to spend a little more time with them. And then I may come over here and soften this one up a little bit to come close to matching. You see what I'm saying? And you can make them thicker, you can make them thinner. Now let me show you how to do that. As you can see, the stencil works fabulous. Alright, now when I go to even them up, before I start on my makeup, my base to my lid is always MAC Painterly. Some like the ochre. With my skin tone, the Painterly is perfect. Alright, and I dip my concealer brush in here. And then the first thing I do is I want to map out, I just want to go up under here, and I can slim this out if I want, and just edge. I'm contouring is what I'm doing. And you can do this on both sides. Contour underneath to where you get a real good match. And then I'm going to cover my whole lid with this because this is the base for my shadows. And draw a thin line underneath because I definitely want all my eyeshadow to adhere to something. And then I pat this in. I just smooth it out and I pat it in. I pat it in right under my eyebrows as well. And you see how clean that makes it look? Now this one needs to be a little lighter, or this one needs to be a little darker. It's easier to get one darker than the other. And you can fill in with your pencil, or you can go back in with the darker powder. But as you can see what I'm talking about, the Painterly concealer really helps a lot. I mean, that's like major. So I'm just going to take this pencil and I'm probably going to make this a little darker. And you all might want to do that, okay? And you can conceal the other side to give it a smoother, sharper look as well. So you can pick up your concealer brush, you can go under, because I'm going to give you all step by step here. And just go up under there. And you see what I'm saying, my ladies? And that is how you create these brows. Now, I will come back in just a minute and let you see the finished look. And it is that simple. You don't want to make it too difficult. Just remember, no eyebrows are exactly alike. Well, nah, I take that back. When I was younger, mine were exactly alike and perfect. And I never had to worry. It's when I started plucking eyebrows in the 60s to where we got them thinner. And I had beautiful, heavy eyebrows. Not heavy, I mean beautiful full eyebrows. And then as you kept progressing through the years, you tried a little bit of this, you tried a little bit of that, then the tattooing came out, and that's where we kind of run into a problem. So I will be back in 1 minute with the whole full finished look, and you tell me what you think. Now ladies, I've shown you 2 different products. Good luck with them. If you have any other issues, you know how to reach me, right, girlfriends? To all my new subbies, thank you so much for joining me and becoming part of our group. Mwah, 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 mwah. We just love you, girls. Without you, we're squat, baby. We're squat. Love to have you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To each and every one of you, I want you to stay sassy, classy, and confident. And give me a big thumbs up on this video.